Right, before we go any further, you know that first picture that you saw? I'm telling you now, no R2s were harmed in the production of that picture. I think some kids and a couple of old people. Anyway, as you can see, I've absolutely been working my butt off. Oh, cats are funny, aren't they? Well, when I say working out, well, honestly, you try and get a good day's work in, working next to an R2 that spurts beer. Yeah, it does go pear-shaped quite quickly. God, I did make the mistake of bringing him into the man cave. Oh, and I would just like to point out, R2 promotes sensible drinking. I know it doesn't look like it's gone much further. It's like someone giving you the biggest model you've ever done, I don't know, something life size, and taking away the instructions. Because like I said before, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. But that's settled. He does dribble a bit. Anyhow, I'm bored of my selfie stick, so I'm back to manual handling. But as you can see, I've done a little bit of my curvature now. It's just a load of old wood that are cut up and shaped, and I stuck them on. And then when you get up close and have a look, see, it does actually look like I've just cut a load of bits of wood and just stuck them on. So I've painted them with a sponge to get a bit of texture. So I just dabbed all that out and that. There's still all that to do. But what my plan is, I'm going to make it look like there's some storage, some spacey storage boxes under there. So I'm going to nick next door's recycle tubs and get them sort of painted up. And, yeah, so I just can't help myself, can I? I bet the continuity police are going to keep their eye on that pint, aren't they? Right, as I hope you don't get seasick because I am spinning around. Basically, when you come in here and you look at this angle, I was going to start my Mos Eisley scene right after the curvature, but I don't think it suits it because when you sort of the angle that I've just shown you, I still want to see a bit of the old Millennium falcon sort of on that angle of the dangle. As you can see, I've still got plenty of room to make the cantina from Mos Eisley. And also, I'd just like to point out the 64 bits of wood that I cut out to form this arch. I had to cut them by hand because my mitre saw would not do the silly angles. The pair of them actually measure identical. I was quite chuffed about that. Yes! In your faces! Yeah, there's a part of me that's beginning to realise what job I've taken on. What have I done? But I mean, what a cool setting for poor all my Star Wars mannequins. Because as I told you in the last video, I don't do that much trooping now. Even though we've had some awesome times, I've got some visual memories that will just live with me forever. Yeah, one time we were doing a carnival, absolutely sun was beating down on us, and we had Lord Vader with us that day. Big guy, does a bit of bouncing. A group of young lads to hit him over the head with a big inflatable hammer. They took a proper running jump and it was a you know when Luke hits him on the arm with his glow stick. That was in a lovely controlled air conditioned factory environment Death Star, but this was out in the sunshine, you know, with the sun beating down on Vader's big helmet, and he was wearing his big onesie with his big cloak flying about and lovely big boots. They ran off, they did a circuit, And then lo and behold, they were coming in for another attack, and I just sort of clocked him, and I warned Lord Vader, just so he could protect himself, that was all. As I mentioned in my last video, though, when we were trooping, none of us wanted to do any chaperoning. It's a shame we've stopped now, because I have actually come up with a solution. What we should have done was got that guy from Shaving Ryan's Private, you know, on the clock tower. Oh, that'd be awesome. So if anybody ever comes close to the troopers, in fact, I bet we'd all be fighting over who's gonna be the chaperone. Because if you're in that clock tower, well, as I think of it before, as soon as they got close, grabbed the guy by the throat and kept strangling him. I mean, when we envision Lord Vader strangling someone, he doesn't actually touch him, does he? It's just like this one did. Obviously, I don't condone violence, but I mean, if you take the term poking the bear, as say here, hitting Lord Vader over the head with a big inflatable hammer, it's here. In fact, I can't get high enough. It's up there. It's just I've got that memory, which I actually find quite amusing now and again. I know he shouldn't have done that. I know he should have like shaken his finger and say, "Don't you hit me on the head with that squeaky hammer." Then again, nowadays, you can't shake the finger, can you? Don't you hit Lord Vader over the head with that big inflatable hammer. Are you actually allowed to point out the young fella's email address? Emailed him, "Would you mind awfully not hitting Lord Vader over the head with that inflatable hammer? You could, or you may, spoil his day." Yeah, that's what he should have done, I know. Anyhow, enough of trooping. I've got plenty of stories. Yeah. And another one. At least it's not raining. Well, anyhow, I'm going to end this blog here, I think. I did warn you on the last video, didn't I? That it gets no better. Anyway, cheers for joining us. I think me and Dee are going to have a bit of a session now. So, like I said before, be nice to each other. Ta-ra. It's good now, is Dee. I like that.